Salam, salam, Dekike, Sena, Better Israel. In all the four corners of the earth, in all places of your sojourn and your scatterings around the world. This is King Binyami Solomon of Sena, Better Israel speaking. I'm speaking from the royal courts in Toyando, the Limpopo province of the Republic of South Africa, from the royal court of the Sena Better Israel Kingdom, the royal supreme court of this honorable kingdom. And first of all, I would like to distinguish members of the royal family and the royal executive body of this kingdom and all members of the courtiers and the administrative staff and the court assistants of this royal supreme court of the kingdom of Sena Better Israel. Yes, we're speaking from the royal supreme court in the land of the Vangona. Yes, and it is with great pleasure that we also distinguish the Queen Mother and we distinguish the princes and princesses of this honorable kingdom. This is according to the royal protocol that we have. And we have a special message today of the launch of books from a book series on Amazon entitled Sena Tzihuf. This is the series that we are using to channel all our literature writing and to launch books pertaining to our sacred material, our sacred books that had been extracted from Ge'ez manuscript, ancient Ge'ez manuscript. Remember, Ge'ez is our native language from Sena in Yemen, the origin of the ancient Israelites called Sena people. Of recent days, we have discovered 12 tribes of Sena in the United States of America, forming the most important fabric of that society in the United States. And then, as they were identified, it was quite a striking evidence and discovery of a people that got lost in time. It seems they got lost in time, but we found out that the 12 Sena Yemen tribes have been identified in the United States of America. And the literature is going to them and is about them and is about them as the 12 tribes of Sena. Sena, the ancient chief ancestor of the ancient Israelites from Yemen, from the land that was also given the name Gaza, meaning the land of a Ge'ez language speaking people. So we released books of recent days. 2 books had been released recently, and we feel that it is important at this time to announce this launch of these 2 books. Recently they've been published in this kingdom. Yes. And now, first of all, before we publish the latest book that we have 2 books actually in perspective right now that we need to speak about very quickly. First, we released the book of Calamity. The book of Calamity, actually in Ge'ez, is called Metzihafe Yassar. Yassar means of calamity, and Metzihafe means book. And this is what probably you could have heard someone say, the book of Yashar, from other sources, that is sometimes known as a Jewish legend, talking about a different story completely that is not the story of our Yassar in Ge'ez from Better Israel. So therefore, we are glad that long time we had waited for the copies to arrive in the courts so that we could tell you that the books are real and they're available for ordering. And the link will be below this video that you can get this book from Amazon. And we have the paperback format and we have the hardcover format as well, so that you could have choices of what material you're looking at. Yeah, this is quite a great value, a book of great value that you need to have. All center children of Better Israel all around the world are encouraged to purchase the books to get to know their history, the history of the great heroes, the greatness of their almighty creator, and the kings and queens that reign before them in this kingdom of Better Israel from Sinai. So you can see on the back, it looks this way. Book of Calamity. This is the hardcover format. Yes. We say Book of Calamity because Yasar means of calamity. You probably could have heard someone say Yasar that you hear about, which is a completely different book, a different content. That's not the content that is found in here. So the idea of Yasar is originally from here, from us. We Better Israel. Yes. The language is Gas. Thank you. I love you, my people, and I would like to see you holding the truth in this book. This book goes on to explain everything that you need to know. It doesn't just talk about the Tower of Babel. Of course, it is mentioned in here, the Tower of Babel. And then it goes on to speak about other things. Who was the emperor? Who was the king? And who succeeded that king? And who succeeded him? And what happened during his reign? What was his name? What did he do during his reign? It's in here. We have the Queen of Saba, a real story here that you've never heard. And the Greek Old Testament would try to speak about that. It would just be a little phrase talking about the Queen of Saba. It's not just the Queen of Saba, she has a name. Her name was Itia, and she was the daughter of Asmina. It's a person, it's a real living entity. She existed. And we have about 4 tribes that we can identify in Ethiopia today where she came from. It's in here. Who is the Queen of Saba? Because I had people say that sometimes when we speak about our heroes, they say, the person that you told me about never existed. No. The tribes where she came from in Azebi, in Ethiopia, they are listed here. The tribes. And the tribes are still there today. And they speak the languages that she was speaking today in Ethiopia, where the Queen of Saba originated from. The tribes are listed here. She existed. It's not a fairy tale. So all my people all over the world, get hold of this book and get to know your history, get to know your heroes, get to know your queens and kings, get to know the greatness of your almighty creator, Eli Amilaki of Israel, who created everything. Who was a king at the particular time? When he died, who took over from him? His son took over. The firstborn, for example. Someone was chosen after him. Thank you very much. After we wrote the book, we came to this one. It's called Mesihafe Kufale. Mesihafe Kufale is in Ge'ez. The name that I just put in here is the name of Ge'ez. As you can see, the pictures right here. Behind it, the background image here that we use, it is the image of the paradise. This will resonate with the pictures that you can have when you go to Salalah in Oman. Yeah, during the Kharif season, the rainy season, and halala, when every salala in Oman, it will be green all over, and there will be fountains and escarpments with rain, with waterfalls falling from slopes, mountain slopes, escarpments, and the wadis, the watercourses of Omani. As you know, Oman today, yeah, the capital of Oman is Muscat. Yeah, but the most interesting part of that country, where we came from, next to Yemen, is Salalah in the Adofar province. And this book mentions that. It talks about Moses. This is the book of Moses. Mose. Book of Mose, son of Aniberemi, and son of Yokabidi, the mother. The father, Aniberemi, the mother, Yokabidi. I know you heard from Greek Old Testament, whatever they call it, book of Genesis or whatever they call it. We don't know who Genesis is. Trying to suggest that the name was something else. You don't translate names. It's disrespectful. Yeah. It doesn't carry the essence, the translation. You can't translate a name. The name must remain in the language it was originally given. Thank you. Mose, the guy's name, Mose, which means to draw out. It's drawn out of the water, saved from the water, the river, from the river Nile. He was thrown in there in Gebetz. The place is called Gebetz. There's no Egypt. It's Gebetz. Gebetz. Moses was living in Gebetz, in a special place called Gethsemane. Gethsemane. That's where the Israelites were. And they lived in slavery for 400 years. But the first 30 years, they were living in peace with the people of Gebetzi, who were called Gebetziwiani. That's why they said Mose Gebetzawi. Moses, the Gebetz man. Because he was born there. And then he was called to lead them out of the bondage that was in Gebetze, because they did not have a king, and the king had to be appointed to take them out of servitude. Thank you. Mose, son of Aniberemi. I know that they say, sometimes they say stupid things. Son of Amram. Amram. What is Amram? No, we don't have that. Amram. What is Amram? Aniberemi is the name of the father. Yeah, in this book, it explains everything. But we have heard, we blew to pieces in the preface, all the claims that were made by people who are not behind the original material of this book, trying to make some little things, trying to devise little writings, trying to put something down to try to imitate this. And then they said sarcastically, is that the little Genesis? The little Genesis? That's an insult. It's an insult. This book is trying to imitate Genesis. Who is Genesis? This book was written by Mose, that we're talking about first millennium BC. Yeah. No, forget about that. False Greek recensions. We must dismiss that completely. We dismiss that completely in the preface of this book. You read the preface, we blew them to pieces, those who are claiming that they are behind this material. Yeah. Right now, you're getting it from the right sources. You're getting it from the horse's mouth. King of Better Israel speaking to you. The material is in our hand, originally from us. No one speaks anything stupid anymore. We are not going to give them a chance. So we'll call all our beloved people, my beloved people I love so much. to get hold of this book and read it. All the falsehood and all the distortion that you have been given on the story that should have been in this book, that Genesis, I don't know who this person is trying to write about what we have here. We came before Genesis, and Genesis is trying to be us. So some of this so-called biblical scholars are trying to suggest that we are trying to copy Genesis. We're creating a little Genesis out of it. I blew that to pieces here. I said that's not the case. You see, they found this somewhere in the caves, in the Dead Sea Scrolls. No, the book was originally written in Ge'ez, not in Hebrew. We don't have a language by that name in Beta Israel. The language is Ge'ez. The people come from Gaza. Sena is also called Gaza. Gaza means the land of a Ge'ez-speaking people. Thank you. Get hold of this book. Try to connect, resonate with your materials, children of Israel, all over the world, especially in the United States, the beloved ones. I love you, my people. 12 tribes have been identified in the United States from Sena, Beta Israel this time. It's not a Jewish tribe. It's not a religious tribe. An indigenous population of Sena is in the United States and built the United States of America. Yeah. The children of Sena built the United States of America, and we are proud to talk about it. Your material is right here. Look at this. It's talking about your heroes, your kings who came before you. One of them is this one. The children of Moses went to Jerusalem. The children of Moses went to Bethlehem. Bethlehem. The children of Moses that Moses had with an Ethiopian woman are still identified today in Ethiopia. You can point at somebody who was born of Moses and the Ethiopian woman in Ethiopia today. Yeah. Thank you very much, my people, my loving people. Get a hold of this. Forget about Genesis. It's trash. Read the book of creation. Yes. If they think that the book of Genesis is the book of beginnings, let me tell you which book is the book of beginnings. This is the book of beginnings. This one. This book is called the Book of the Great Army of Elimelech. But this book is the one that talks about the creation of 7 heavens and 100 worlds. So this one begins with the creation of man. This one begins with the creation of the things that were created before the creation of man. So then Moses was told, write everything down. And then Moses, in this book, does not include this. Why? The books are written separately and the scrolls are always written separately. There is no compilation. Yeah. The books are written by Enoch. Enoch passes them on until they arrive at Noah. Noah passes the books to his children, different books. He passed the book of the prophets. He passed on the book of the great army. Talks about the 7 heavens and the 100 worlds. Talks about this one that Moses had written. They pass in the books down the generations until it arrives at us today in a scroll. Yeah, it is never a compilation. There is nothing called Bible. Does not exist in our culture. Yeah. So all the children of Israel everywhere in the world, whether they be in the United States, most of them are in the United States, the great number of them in the United States, in other places, the numbers are lower than those in the United States. So therefore, get hold of this book, get a copy of this book from Amazon, the link below this video, and tell everybody about this book. So when you buy this book, come to social media and show yourself holding the copy of this book to prove and to show everybody else that you got the book, and motivate everyone else and say, look here, I got the book and you too can get the book. Right on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, on LinkedIn, on every social media platform that you purchase the book of Mitsofe Kufale. That is the book of Moses, and Moses was one of our heroes in our history, and we are so proud to speak about him. And we have a book that is original about the story of this man and his children, who were the keepers of the Ark of the Covenant. Moses' children were the keepers of the Ark of the Covenant because they were the son of a king. The king is a high priest. That is the order of Melchizedek. Yeah. So that is what everyone needs to know. Be proud of your history. Be proud of your legacy. Be proud of your inheritance. Show them on Facebook that you got the book. Put a picture of the book in your Facebook profile and tell the world that you got a book that talks about your people, your history, where you came from. The DNA says this man is Lemba, this man is the Sena, this man is an Ethiopian Beta Israel man. According to DNA, DNA is not lying. And guess what? We saw that great number of people whose DNA tested that way in the United States of America. 12 tribes of Sena have been identified. Now, this book talks about the leaders that came before us. Wow. For heaven's sake, we will not have to miss this book. So let everyone, I put a challenge before every one of our lovely people in Israel today, scattered all over the corners of the earth, to get a copy of this book and be proud. Tell the world, go on YouTube and say to someone, I got a book. Do you know what? I'm holding the book in my hand that talks about my people. I'm not looking to anything called Bible or whatever, Greek, Old Testament or New Testament, Greek Septuagint, whatever they call it. Talking about other people, we had nothing to do with you. Yeah, telling lies about people from us. One example before we go. They said Mose, the correct name is Mose, was sent to Gebet to set his people free from bondage in Gebet, which is called Egypt by the Gentiles. Yes. And then they said, while he was trying to go there, he was on his way there, he was met at an inn somewhere, at a lodge, and God, Amaleki, was looking for him, wanting to kill him. Does that make any sense? This book explains who wanted to kill him. It was the enemy of the Almighty who wanted to kill the Almighty's servant, Moses, who was sent to Gebet to set his people free from bondage, and the enemy didn't like it. So he wanted to kill the Almighty's messenger, not the Almighty killing his messenger. Oh my God, what foolishness is this? Yeah, the book explains that it was Masedema who wanted to kill Moses, not the Almighty God. No. Stupid things from the Greek recessions. Yeah, stupid things. Forget about it. Get the book. There are 4 books of Moses, Genesis, Deuteronomy. No. one book of Moses. He said, come onto the mountain of Sinai and write everything down. Thank you, my people. Be proud. I want to see when I log into Facebook, people showing pictures holding this book in their hand, saying, I got the book, my king. I am happy. I know who I am. Salam, salam, my people, and be happy. I love you very much. And I want to see you standing in the truth of who you are and where you came from, through the books, through the literature. Salam, salam, salam lelikulukum, meaning peace be unto all of you. This is King Binyam Solomon of Lemba Beta Israel speaking to you. Sena Beta Israel from Yemen. Salam, salam.